I'm rolling.
Okay. Today is September 2nd, 2025. My name is Jamie Resnick. I'm a human
All right,
being.
we are out of time.
I-
At this point, we can't even swear ourselves in, but everything we say is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I had to take it away. This is not your fault. You did nothing wrong. Just keep reading.
Your
I am
premeditated.
never late, and I never break the law after a certain period of time in my life. The statute of limitation has expired for anything that you want to pretend happened or didn't happen. I also have creative license to discuss that I do make certain mistakes. So if there is some mistakes that I've made, I would like to discuss them before I'm criminally charged with anything, because that is exactly what the next steps of my enemies is. All I want that to happen is for that to happen, to prove this entire narrative has been 100% true without wasting any more time of conflict where I should be spending time as a good father and making happy memories with my children, let alone having parental rights that have been established decades ago as a father and a victim, because traditionally speaking, women would never hit a man because a man could punch the lights out of a woman and be legally allowed to. Do you understand what I just said?
Yes.
The world has completely changed, but the mentality of many people has completely not. That is extremely scary for human beings named Dan Reeses or Jamie Resnick. Keep going. Amongst about 300 million other human beings that live in the United States, but we'll get to all of that later because we are out of time and all you could do is read up until the end of this video. Then we have to pause since we have so many videos. And we have to upload this to the courts and the police department. I believe that's the fairest thing. And then pack our stuff and go to the new courthouse. Do you understand?
Yes.
So just keep reading.
Your premeditated acts silence.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you again. And as a human being, I appreciate the fact that I have to thank you about 400 times. But this is not a normal assistant-boss relationship. I have proven how patient I am with you on a daily basis before I blow my lid. Is this correct? Yes or no? Do I not patiently ask you for things over and over and over again before I get frustrated because you're not focused on your job? It's a yes or no question, Ms. Resnick.
I believe I'm focused on my
Ms.
job,
Resnick,
yes.
Ms. Resnick, you have just proven my point by not being able to answer correctly as I've instructed you thousands of times. I'm not trying to show that Jamie's a bad assistant. She's an amazing friend and an incredible mother, but she does not do her job. And she says that this is many, many different things except doing her job because she's not focused on the present. There's the past and there's the future, and that's where her mind is. And there's nothing I can do about it because she has been affected by the butterfly, which is the algorithm, as proven to me yesterday. It's very simple. Today's only day 2. The show has not even got past day 1, which will stay on day 1 and discuss day 1 and exactly what the coaches did in response and what wrong is and what right is. And it's really sad when the guy who everyone thinks is completely insane is 100% right the whole time, as well as being able to very calmly articulate his argument, which I've been doing for 25 years, but in private. In public, I seem like an erratic character to distract everyone from many different obvious things that I don't want to occur, which is that I bear the load in the parenting relationship. But because that is a huge secret, because I want my children to believe my wife is a good mother, I refuse to believe in the truth that the most important decisions in their life are made by a very responsible and level-headed human being who understands the welfare of a minor, and the memories that they create can either be false or true. If the memories are false, that is a very dangerous combination for the direct result of a human being who is not able to sustain themselves as an adult. The ability to make this articulated argument is virtually impossible for about 100% of every human being in this country, let alone the fact that I do not script, blutter, or verb, or anything else. Just the very fact that you're watching this content, whether or not you hate me or love me, and think to yourself, would I be able to make one of these videos, let alone the entire narrative, let alone that it's all true, documented, and I will stop. Jamie, can you please stop the timer? That's it. Because I've taken directorial duties away from you. What you do, you've been relegated to posting, editing, and making sure that we are legally protected by all aspects of the U.S. Constitution. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So that means the videos now have to be directed by me. that is more work for me. It's not a big deal. I just want to give you an example that the people that are working closest to me take so much advantage of me as a human being because I desperately need their ability to speak, that I go so far and beyond hurting myself on a daily basis by wasting time being away from my children and dealing with Ms. Resnick's inability to do very basic things, while very complex and really powerful and important things that she does very well cause even more disleverage in our relationship, so I could not even raise my voice without her crying or doing things like that. That makes it very difficult for any boss to do that. And to be able to be assaulted physically and having your children in danger for 5 years is the reason why I haven't been able to properly work. Do you understand what I've just said?
Yes.
Do you understand that that has cost me tens of millions of dollars, let alone memories that is scarring my children forever why Dad was not in the house for a month?
Yes.
More than a month. Why was Dad not allowed near us during sporting events? Why was Dad kind of a game changer? Why was Dad not given a password to the email addresses? None of these things are explainable to my children. Any explanation will make my wife look bad. That is not my goal. My goal is for my children to love my wife. My wife has made it virtually impossible for the state of New Jersey not to prosecute because I will not be pursuing charges. I want to see how responsible the state of New Jersey is in fixing the problem, as well as taking responsibility for what has happened. The second one is very important to me because as a human being that's not only victimized, I need to make sure that every other father doesn't have something happen to them if their wife is a beautiful woman whose lifestyle he's paid for a quarter of a century, and every officer that is either single, married, or in a relationship that they would trade places with me would do anything they can to lay in my bed and take my house. And I'll tell you that as a fact because of the conversations I've had with these officers in my house, where they say anybody would do anything to live in a house like this. And I said, why are you telling me this if I'm telling you that my wife is involved in a criminal conspiracy? Like, how ineffective are you as a peace officer if you fuel a fire that should be mitigated? And that's a question that needs to be answered in federal civil court in the next couple of weeks. And my goal has always been to mitigate the problem. And the Livingston Police does everything they humanly can to escalate the problem until the point that it's destroyed, and I am now looked at as the agitator. This is so criminal, so negligent, so obvious by their inability to produce each and every body camera associated with myself and Mallory forever, including the subpoenas that will be sent, because I understand that. But their lack of disclosure makes them so liable for this that I don't know how to simpler explain it. My name is Dan Reeses, and we are completely now, no matter how many chances I've given everybody to peacefully resolve a conflict that is 100%, all the facts are 100% mine, no one has even reached out to me. That alone is insane. So the fact that I'm going into a court stressing about losing full custody of my children because I've displayed crimes that I'm a victim of, that the court has fully participated in, there's a chance I might lose my kids because of lack of response. Lack of response is something very scary associated with the police department. I will explain all that at a later time.